What's up, everybody? So I'm coming back to you with some major WNBA news that's been buzzing around the league. We got some speculation that could shake things up for the next season. Several key players from the Connecticut Sun could be on their way to the Indiana Fever, um, and that's correct, man. So we're gonna dive right into it on what's going on behind the scenes, and it's looking like the Fever might be setting themselves up for a huge offseason. So here's the situation, family. A lot of people in the WNBA community are talking about the potential of players from the Connecticut Sun making a move to the Indiana Fever this offseason. While this news is still developing and nothing's set in stone, the speculation is real though. The main source of this talk comes from none other than ESPN's L. Duncan, who recently talked about this in a matter of revealing some pretty interesting information. According to Duncan, some players from Connecticut, many of whom are free agents, could end up joining the Fever. Now, why is this a big deal? Well, for one, the Fever's new head coach, Stephanie White, is a former coach of the Connecticut Sun. So she knows these players and they know her style of coaching. White is known for building strong defensive teams, and with Indiana Fever's recent talent additions, it looks like she might be bringing some familiar faces to complement her young stars, right? But this is where it gets interesting. The Fever are reportedly looking at players like Alyssa Thomas, Dewana Bonner, and Kelsey Mitchell, key figures for the Sun. Now, Mitchell's situation is especially intriguing. Although she was recently courted by other teams, nothing is confirmed yet, and she could end up staying with Indiana. But there's also speculation about Erica Wheeler and other big names, but nothing's locked in. One thing's for sure: the Fever have some important decisions to make in regards of who stays and who goes. But what's driving all the buzz is a bigger picture, or a bigger question, I would like to say, is starting to emerge. Could the Indiana Fever be building a contender for next season's WNBA title? Comment down below, family, to start the conversation. As always, we just here to have a conversation. They got some major pieces in place, but are they ready to make a title run? Is the next question. Let me know down in the comments. So, with no further ado, family, you got Leah Boston, last season's #1 overall pick, has already shown her potential to be the cornerstone of Indiana's future. Caitlin Clark, another highly anticipated young star, will likely join the team in 2025. These two players alone could completely reshape the franchise. But let's be real here. Building a championship winning team requires more than just promising rookies. It takes veteran leadership, experience, and strong roster to go a long way, or to go all the way to the WNBA championship, right? So now the Fever are in a unique position. They have the financial flexibility to add some top tier veterans to their squad. The question is, though, will they be able to pull it off? Is the real question, folks. But here's where it gets exciting. L. Duncan, like I mentioned, went out on a limb during the discussion and made a bold prediction. She believes that with the right moves and free agency, the Indiana Fever could very well be running in, or very well be in the running for a WNBA championship next season. Think about it. They already got strong young core from Aaliyah Boston, or with Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark. Plus the salary cap space to bring in some major veterans. This may make a legit contender in 2025 if they play their cards right. Of course, this all depends on what happens in free agency, right? But with no further ado, let's check out the video.
Welcome to the L Duncan show. It like if you're just
No,
watching
it
right now,
does.
it looks like that. It does. It looks like I just wrapped myself, but I promise it's like a whole coat. It has
It
pockets, it
does
has a
look like a
button.
hug.
It's just it's love, it's warmth.
Mhm.
It's actually modeling exactly how I feel today because
We got some tea. We have some tea to get to.
but before we get to Atlanta,
Quick thoughts on the $80 million Fever facility and Stephanie White being like, we're going to be aggressive in free agency and massive names who are available. And I think, this is, what is it? January 16th, 2025. This is my bold prediction. The Indiana Fever are going to be playing for the WNBA title next year. They
wow.
have their cornerstone pieces under rookie contracts, and you have the Dewana Bonners and the Leah Edwards of the league. Um, as free, Kelsey Plum, free agents. They're going to
Mhm.
get cored, some of them, but like there are big name veteran pieces that the Fever have money to go get to put them in position to be playing for a WNBA title. That's my bold prediction.
Yeah, well, I mean, I saw Aaliyah Boston talking about the facilities upgrade, which is going to be great because that's really how you compete right now in the women's space. It's why women don't want to go to Chicago as free agents, right? Despite like Angel Reese is going to get more interest there, but the reputation of the ownership and the facilities aren't great. And so that's why everyone loves Vegas, right? Like they've got the absolute best. So like this is how you can keep up. This is essentially what the women are asking for in this new collective bargaining agreement is that there's more of a standard,
Hmm.
an agreed upon standard for facilities so that one team doesn't have a clear advantage by just having like facilities that don't leak, right?
Yeah.
But no, I memean, listen, we felt this way to begin with that the Fever were going to be a destination because you have Caitlin Clark, you have Aaliyah Boston, and you have a really, really young team. And I think now with Steph White, who is hands down one of the best coaches in the league, and we saw that with Connecticut, even though they fell a little bit short. I think that, this is going to be big. And in fact, they're talking about Brionna Jones, who was at Connecticut, potentially signing in Indiana. And I think that's going to be
Former
huge.
coach.
Yeah, former coach, right? Like also Alyssa Thomas, also Dewana Bonner. These are women that are also free agents. I'm not really sure that an Alyssa Thomas fits just yet, but like it's going to be. I mean, even Kelsey Mitchell still has to make a decision about where she's going to play and whether she's going to return back to
They're gonna
Indiana. So
franchise tag her.
yeah, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah.
Like they'll make sure to lock her up. But no, it's going to be
Players can sign February 1st, but you can negotiate. They're in a negotiation window right now.
yeah, the legal tampering period.
Yeah.
And we'll actually get into all of this with Ari Chambers, who's going to join the show next week. Gary's got to take some time off. Gonna go probably shoot commercials in the woods again. But we'll talk with Ari because we'll be right in the thick of it. These deals will start getting done. As you said, they can start agreeing. I also think it's going to be an interesting wrinkle too. The unrivaled league is going to allow people to remind people who they are, right? And potentially
Yeah.
like show some tandems and some chemistry work that they wouldn't be able to do if they were all spread across the world. So I think that's going to like play a factor in free agency as well.
Correct.
Unrivaled tips off tomorrow.
All right, folks. So that was the video, but the conversation is also tied to the new collective bargaining agreement, which was designed to improve conditions for players, including better facilities and improved salaries. This agreement ensures a level playing field, so no one team can dominate simply because they have better resources. It's important to note that the Fever's front office will have to work with these guidelines to make sure they offer players a competitive environment, right? Not to mention, as you already heard, um, the big talk about the WNBA lately and the importance of facilities and overall team environment. Teams with state of the art facilities are more attractive to free agents, which is why places like Las Vegas are so appealing, as she had mentioned. And the Aces have some of the best facilities in the league, and that's a huge advantage when attracting top talent. On the flip side, teams with outdated or poor facilities struggle to sign big name free agents. For example, Chicago, despite having a solid team, has had issues bringing in players due to concerns about ownership and facility conditions. So Indiana is going to have to step up, and they are stepping up to compete with other teams to have better infrastructure. As you see, they are investing in that, as you guys heard. But let's go into coaching for a little bit, right? Stephanie White, as I mentioned earlier, is no stranger to success. She built a tough, defensive minded team during her time with the Connecticut Sun, and now she's looking to bring that same philosophy to the Fever. Indiana has some exciting young players, but they need experienced leadership to guide them, especially in close playoff games. White's ability to develop young talent and integrate veteran players will be key to their success moving forward. But here's the real shocker, as you guys heard, according to L. Duncan, even talk of Brionna Jones, another key player from Connecticut, joining the Fever. Jones has been a key part of the Connecticut's defense, and if she heads to Indiana, she could bring even more firepower to their forefront. This is a big surprise for many fans, as it wasn't on anyone's radar, but it makes sense given White's connection to her former players. If this moves happen, it could be a perfect fit to complete Indiana's roster, in my opinion. But let's not forget about Alyssa Thomas and DeWanna Bonner, two of the biggest names of the WNBA. They could be crucial to the Connecticut Suns' success over the years, and both are set to be free agents. While it's unclear if they'll head to Indiana, you can bet that the Fever are exploring their possibilities, or these possibilities to be more specific. And Kelsey Mitchell, too, is a major piece for the Fever, and they'll likely want to lock her in with her franchise tag to ensure she stays put, right? So as we move closer to the official start of free agency, the tension is building. As we can see, the smoke is in the air, and look, everybody's firing off to basically pick their crucial picks that are viable to their team. And the Fever have the financial flexibility, young stars, and coaching staff to make a huge push next season. They just need to add the right veteran pieces to complete the puzzle, in my opinion. And just a quick side note, something that could add another layer to free agency this year is, the Unrivaled League, which is a new professional women's basketball league founded by Brionna Stewart. As more players get the opportunity to explore different platforms, this could impact how free agents view the future in the WNBA. The competition is heating up, but the bottom line is the Indiana Fever are positioning themselves to be a serious contender with a mix of young talent like Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark, plus potential additions from Connecticut. They could make a real run for the title next year. If they could add a few key veterans, like I said, this could be their year. I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think? Do you believe the Indiana Fever can make a championship push next season? Would you like to see them join the team? Who would you like to see join the team in a free agency, I should say? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell because I'll be bringing you the latest updates as the season progresses. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, peace, family.